In furtherance of its transformation agenda for Africa, the Tony Elumelu Foundation hosted the 4th edition of its entrepreneurship program in Lagos. Described as the largest gathering of entrepreneurs in Africa, it marked a progressive step in the foundation's goal of investing $100 million in 10,000 entrepreneurs over a decade. CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Pamenda Ver, in her welcome address, shared the journey so far since 2015 and the impact that the initiative has made.
This year, we are graduating 1,460 2018 entrepreneurs. In 2015, Mr. Elumelu said, the next decade will be the decade of African entrepreneurs. And he didn't just say it, he followed it with the most extraordinary commitment from a private sector. $100 million over the next 10 years to empower 10,000 entrepreneurs across 54 African countries. What did he want? Well, his vision is to institutionalize luck, to democratize opportunity, to instill across the African continent that it is the private sector that will lead to the economic transformation of this continent. And the 4,470 entrepreneurs that have been empowered so far by the foundation are a fundamental part of that economic transformation. He also, in relation to the outside world, wants to change the African narrative, the perception of Africa. Africa, as you will see and as you will have seen through the entrepreneurs, is on the move, is on the rise. And nothing but nothing can stop African entrepreneurs building Africa in their own image, taking control of their own destinies. So far, the foundation had made an investment of $20 million. I'll repeat that, $20 million of direct seed capital to 4,000 entrepreneurs. The question that I get asked now since the 4 years that we launched this program, so Pamenda, what has been the impact? We set out to create jobs, we set out to generate revenues, we set out to make a social impact. We surveyed about 1,500 entrepreneurs, and guess what? Out of those 1,500, they are generating $52 million in revenues, and that's just in 18 months to 2 years, compared to the 18 million that they were generating before they joined the program or graduated from the program. In terms of jobs, they have created 12,000 jobs in the same time compared to the 4,000 when they first joined the program. 62% of those businesses are today fully operational. The conventional wisdom is that 75% of businesses fail and close within the first 3 years of the business being set up. So we, through the Tony Elumelu Foundation and the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurs, we have defied convention. And African entrepreneurs, you all deserve the most amazing applause.
Alumni members of the TEF Forum who have excelled in their ventures were honored at the event. Talking of partnerships, the TEF Forum enjoys strategic relationships with the likes of the United Nations Development Programme, International Committee on Red Cross, and the GIZ of Germany, who supported an additional 460 entrepreneurs for the 2018 edition. The event also featured a pitching competition, with Mahasin Quadri of Cash Madam emerging the overall winner. Eleni Gokos of CNN Marketplace had a conversation with Dr. Mrs. Awele Elumelu, a trustee of the foundation, on the role of the private sector in furthering economic development.
Why do you think there was these women are very entrepreneurial and we have a lot of ideas, but why are we trying to capitalize on them?
Oh, very important. I mean, we need to get women involved because as we all know, if you invest in a woman, if you develop a woman, you're developing the family, you're indirectly investing in the family, you're developing the economy. So this is why the foundation has been particularly focused on increasing women involvement of females. And you're right, it has grown. As you said, it's almost 40% female involvement now. And basically, it's just for that reason, we know that if we invest in the women, it's an investment that will be even more worth the investment that we're putting in.
Visionary and president of the TF, Mr. Tony O. Elumelu, had a dialogue with special guest of honor, President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana.
I am always quick to say that we don't do this because we have so much. Actually, we prioritize and make sacrifices here and there for this to happen. But it gives us significant joy to see things like this happening, because poverty anywhere is a threat to all of us everywhere. And the more prosperity we have around us, the better for everyone. In the 21st century, as I said, and concerned with the philosophy of Afro-capitalism, it's about shared prosperity and not just how much money we have in our bank accounts.
Small and medium-scale enterprises are those that drive those economies. Small enterprises, medium-scale enterprises. Yes, you hear always the big corporations, the multinational corporations. But even in America, with these huge corporations, it is the small and medium-scale enterprises that are the real heart and basis of the economy. So that is what we also have to do, to promote small and medium-scale enterprises. I think we put all of those things together, but then creating the opportunity for growth and for prosperity and wealth creation. I am strongly opposed to this image of Africa as a country with its hands out, begging for arms and begging for aid. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We have all the resources on this continent properly put together, properly managed, that can create prosperity for our people. We should be giving aid to other people, not people giving aid to us. I believe that strongly, that we can build that Africa so long as all of us are singing from the same hymn sheet, and then we are together in this enterprise of promoting entrepreneurship. And that is why the work you're doing is so critical to the future of the continent. We have to encourage you and people like you along this path. That is how we're going to get out of our present state. So that's why I came here to Lagos, to add my voice to the work that you're doing, and said it's excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tony Elumelu speaks further on the value of the TF Forum to the African continent.
There's acute unemployment challenge, not just in Nigeria, but across all of Africa. And this is worsened by the demographic structure of population, where people under the age of 30 are over 60%, and every day, millions of them are entering the job market. And we do not have the capacity yet to create jobs that meet even the new entrants to the job market. So we have a situation, a ticking time bomb, and we need to deal with it. How do we deal with it? We need all hands on deck. We need development partners, the likes of Tony Elumelu Foundation. We need governments. We need successful private sector. We need to create jobs. But starting point is creating the enabling environment that allow the small and medium-scale enterprises to grow. Small and medium-scale enterprises, pops and moms, they are the ones who actually create employment in economies. Big corporations don't create the kind of employment that will assist us millions. So the intent of the Tony Elumelu Foundation is that we should be able to, at least through our own efforts, by supporting 10,000 African entrepreneurs through the $100 million Tony Elumelu Foundation support for entrepreneurs, is that we'll be able to create at least 1 million jobs in 10 years. If every small-scale enterprise is involved in creating jobs, if we create the right environment for them, these young Africans I see, they are very enterprising, they are energetic, they are hardworking, they want to succeed, they want to realize their goals, they want to contribute their quota to the transformation of Africa, but they need the right environment. So all of us who are seriously concerned and interested in creating jobs for our people in Africa, in Nigeria, should ensure that the right environment is provided, and should hold our government accountable to create the right environment that will help us, help our small and medium-scale enterprises to do well.
Highlight of the event was the official launch of the TF Connect, the largest digital platform in the globe for African entrepreneurs. In the words of President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, entrepreneurship is the future of Africa, and Mr. Tony Elumelu must be commended for investing in the platform that unlocks the creativity and ingenuity of young Africans.